I'm always very disappointed when I see the picture, though, because they deleted several songs at the end of the picture, and they made it a chase. And I feel the loss of music there, and they should not have done that. One was the jitterbug song, when the jitterbugs come down. She sends out a flock of bees or bugs, you know, to bug them, to sting them. Before they all get the jitters. Who's that hiding in the treetop? It's that rascal, the jitterbug.
I've sent a little insect on ahead to take the fight out.
Did you just hear what I just heard?
That noise don't come from no ordinary bird.
It may be just a cricket or a critter in the trees.
It's giving me the jitters and the joints around my knees.
Oh, I think I see a jidging, and he's fuzzy and he's furry. I haven't got a brain, but I think I ought to worry.
I haven't got a heart, but I got a palpitation.
This Monica the Forest, I don't like the situation.
Are you going to stand around and let him fill us full of horror?
I'd like to roar him down. But I think I lost my roarer. Who's this? It's a who's this? It's a what's this? It's a what's this? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
Who's that? Who's that hiding in the treetop? It's that rascal, the jitterbug. Should you catch him buzzing round you, keep away from the jitterbug. Oh, the bats and the bees and the breeze in the trees have a terrible, horrible buzz. But the bats and the bees and the breeze in the trees couldn't do what the jitterbug does. So be careful of that rascal. Keep away from
the jitterbug. Oh, the jitter. Oh, the bug. Oh, the jitter. In the twitter. In the throw. All the critters got to be dancing on 1,000 toes. Ah, she blows.
Who's that hiding in the treetops? It's that rascal, the jitterbug. Should you catch him buzzing round you, keep away from the jitterbug. Oh, the bees in the breeze and the bats in the trees have a terrible, horrible buzz. But the bees in the breeze and the bats in the trees couldn't do what the jitterbug does. So be careful of that rascal. Keep away from the jitterbug. The jitterbug. Oh, the jitter. Oh, the bug. Oh, the jitterbug. Da, 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 da. In the twitter, in the throws. Oh, the critters got me dancing on 1,000 toes. There she blows. Hey, who's that hiding in the treetops? It's that rascal, the jitterbug. Should you catch him buzzing round you, keep away from the jitterbug. Oh, the bats and the bees and the breeze in the trees have a terrible, horrible buzz. But the bees in the breeze and the bats in the trees couldn't do what the jitterbug does. So be so careful of that rascal. Keep away from the jitterbug. The jitterbug. Jitterbug.
Here now with Harburg. Usually when lyricists or composers come in, they play their own piano, but you brought accompaniment for yourself tonight.
Well, because I'm a lyricist and I'm not a composer, and I don't want to be a composer. I want to give somebody else a chance to make part of my profit.
All right. Now, the first number you're going to do for us has a little philosophy behind it, right? Love, love, we hear it everywhere in all the songs. What is this now?
Well, the thing I'm hearing about love now is such an overextension of the word love.
And it becomes such a cliche now. I'm just sick of it a little bit, and I'm saying down with their kind of love.
What the song is called, Down with Love?
Down with Love. What are we going to do it now? Now we're going to introduce it or something.
No, stop the music. Just a second, folks. Hold. First thing we're going to do is get... You guys want to get out of there? Oh, no, you're okay back home. Oh, you got the words? He's got the music. I got it. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, now, Mr. Yip Harburg. Down with Love.
Well, after our talk, I want to say that the songs I'm hearing now, the use of the word love and the word baby now are both almost putting love on a baby platform, on the same elevation.
Baby, 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 baby.
So I think this song more or less tells me what I think about love today.
Okay.
Down with love, the flowers and rice and shoes. Down with love, the reuinon midnight blue. Down with things that give you that well-known pain. Take that moon and wrap it in cellophane. Down with love, let's liquidate all its friends. Moon and June and roses and rainbows end. It's songs that moan about night and day. Down with love, yes, take it away, away. Fall away, take it away. Give it back to the birds and the bees on the B&E. Down with eyes, romantic and stupid. Down with sighs, down with Cupid. Brother, let's stuff that down. Down with love. Away. Give it back to the Kinks and the Goons and the Rod McHugh. Down with eyes, romantic and stupid. Down with sighs, down with Cupid. Brother, let's stuff that down.
I don't know if that'd sell 3 million, but there's a lot of truth in that song.
Down with love, the flowers and rice and shoes. Down with love, the root of all midnight blues. Down with things that give you that well-known pain. Take that moon and wrap it in cellophane. Down with love, let's liquidate all its friends. Moon and June, roses and rainbow ends. Down with songs that mourn about night and day. Down with love, yes, take it away, away, away. Take it away. Give it back to the birds and the bees and the V&E.
Next.
Here's one in honor of myself called Gerontology.
What's the subtitle?
Or Springtime for Senility. At 40, I lost my illusions. At 50, I lost my hair. At 60, my hope and teeth were gone, and my feet were beyond repair. At 80, life has clipped my claws. I'm bent and bowed and cracked. But I can't give up the ghost because my follies are all intact.
You know, you're old enough to know better. I might be old enough to know better, but I'm not old enough to do better, said Simple. Listen, I will say you a toast I made up the last time somebody told me just what you're saying now about doing better. You want to hear it? But whether you do or not, I'm going to say it. Here goes. Listen fluently. When I get to be 91 and my running days is done, then I will do better. When I get to be 92 and just can't do, I'll do better. When I get to be 93, if the women don't love me, well, then I must do better. When I get to be 94 and can't jive no more, I'll have to do better. When I get to be 95, more dead than alive, it'll be necessary to do better. When I get to be 96, if I don't know no more tricks, I reckon I'll do better. When I get to be 97, on my way to heaven, I'll try and do better. When I get to be 98 and see St. Peter at the gate, I know I'll do better. And when I get to be 99, remembering life were fine, then I'll do better. But even when I'm 101, if I'm still having fun, I'll start all over again, just like I begun. Because what could be better? I'm asking you. What could be better?
There's one. Don't you have one about Nixon?
The book is divided up into several parts, and one of them is called Little Drops of Watergate. And under that heading, I have one called Identity Crisis. Milhouse Ben Nixon, in his royal tower, awoke one night from a deep dream of power and saw within the moonlight of his room a shadow with a peace plaque glowing in the gloom. He could not discern the form or face, but he knew 'twas someone from outer space. Some long-haired peacenik, some pinko poet. The weird beard tells it, and the peace words show it. You, cried Nixon, may be someone from Berkeley or Harvard or Kingdom Come, but to me, you're nothing but a campus bum. Just then, Pat rubs her eyes and wheezes. My God, Dickie, you're talking to Jesus.
Abu Ben Adam, may his tribe increase, awoke one night from a dream of peace, and saw within the moonlight in his room, making it rich and like a lily in bloom, an angel writing in a book of gold. Exceeding peace had made Ben Adam bold, and to the presence in the room he said, What writest thou? The vision raised his head, and with a look made of all sweet accord, answered, The names of those who love the Lord.
They used to tell me I was building a dream, and so I followed the mob. When there was earth to plow or guns to bear, I was always there, right on the job. They used to tell me I was building a dream, with peace and glory ahead. Why should I be standing in line, just waiting for bread? Once I built a railroad, I made it run, made it race against time. Once I built a railroad, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime? Once I built a tower up to the sun, brick and rivet and lime. Once I built a tower, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime? Once in khaki suits, gee, we look swell, full of that Yankee doodly-dum. 500,000 boots went slogging through hell, and I was the kid with the drum. Say, don't you remember? They called me Al. It was Al all the time. Why don't you remember? I'm your pal. Say, buddy, can you spare a dime? Once in khaki suits, ah, gee, we look swell, full of that Yankee doodly-dum. 500,000 boots went slogging through hell, and I was the kid with a drum. Oh, say, don't you remember? They called me Al. It was Al all the time. Say, don't you remember? I'm your pal. Buddy, can you spare a dime?
Yip Harburg, and you all know his accompanist, Mr. Marty Henney, who's with us tonight at the piano. If you could pick one song, and now you got to pick one because I got time for one that would kind of encapsulate your philosophies, the ones that we talked about over there at the couch, and the ones that we've talked about here. Can you pick one that would do it?
Well, it isn't my philosophy, but I think it's an encapsulation of what's happening today. Okay.
What would that song be?
It would be a song from Jamaica called The Monkey in the Mango Tree. 3 monkeys in the mango tree were indulging in philosophy, and as I walked by the mango tree, one of them addressed himself to me. Hey man, is it true what they say? Hey man, is it true that today they claim that my brothers and me are the predecessors of humanity? Hey man, why you give us bad name? Hey man, it's a blight and a shame to claim this uncivilized cuss could have been descended from the likes of us. How can you have the brazen face to scandalize our Nobel race? Don't identify yourself with me, cried the monkey in the mango tree. What a monkey do, what silly man will do, live in the jungle of Madison Avenue, fight his neighbor with a gun and knife, love his horses and divorce his wife. Would the monkey woo the girl in zipper pants, mud pipes, girdles, and deodorants? He's filling out the vital spot. How in hell fella know just what he got? Hey man, why you give us that name? Hey man, it's a blight and a shame to claim, most unbiblically, that this chump could once have been a chimpanzee. That's the monkey language. Monkey very clever, which is to say, in his own way, would a monkey ever his sight, he amortized his soul, tranquilized his frontal lobe with alcohol, televised his body and the life he lives, utilized his gargles and his laxatives, simonize his teeth, lanolize his hands, harmonize his chromosome with multi-glands, mechanize the Greeks, modernize the Turks, then with one little atom, atomize the world. Hey man, why you call it fair play? Hey man, is it quick to say that the monkey and his uncles and his cousins and his aunts are the parents of such foolish men and decadents? Don't you make a human out of me, cried the monkey, in the mango tree. Same time, noticed that it doesn't do to me what it does to the songwriters of today, who would probably complain and use open-heart surgery lyrics to express this thing. I've used humor and satire, because without humor, I mean, there can be no world and there can be no evolution, and we cannot see things in their proper perspective. And this is the main ingredient of what is lacking today in the songs, humor. How we're going to get it back, I don't know. Not as long as that over room has been turned into an evil room, and not a decent cloud of sentences coming out of it, and with people that we are given to choose now for president of this great, beautiful democracy that was founded by such great people. Not until then, I mean, will the sense of humor come back to America.
Let's hope it's a very soon day. Thanks for the memories, Yip Harburg, and thank you for being with us tonight.
We have a thought for the year by our old friend Yip Harburg. Democracy gives us a choice of which machine to vote with, or choose which brand of razor blade you'd rather cut your throat with.
Available to man. A lot of people knew that Professor Erwin Corey was going to be here tonight, and some people sent up some notes, and one woman here seems to be worried about civil defense, Professor. She says she'd like to have you give her the dimensions of a safe air raid shelter.
Oh, well, if the young lady is in earshot, the suggestion for an air raid shelter, I suggest that in order to get the area of your shelter, you multiply the height by the base. Now, if you're 4,000 feet down the ground, your shelter should be about an inch thick. But if you're just an inch in the ground, then it should be 4,000 feet thick.
Ever since the apple in the garden with Eve, man always fooling with things that cause him to grieve. He fooled with the woman, the woman had blood, and he almost washed out by the 40-day flood. But not since the doomsday in old Babylon did he fool with anything so diabolical as the cyclotron. So if you wish to avoid the most uncomfortable trip to paradise, you will be scientific and take my advice. Leave the atom alone. Leave the atom alone. Don't get mortality with the galaxy. Leave atom alone. If you want to keep riding in Cadillac car, if you don't want to surely go to heaven prematurely on a shooting star, if it pleasure your heart to keep smoking that big fat cigar, let me drive the point home. Leave the atom alone. If you want Mississippi to stay where it is, if you want to see Wall Street and General Motors continue in biz, if you want Uncle Sam to keep holding what's yours and what his, if you're fond of kith and kin in their skin and bone, don't Don't fool around with hydrogen. Leave the atom alone. Bad for the bone. Don't fool with it. Leave it alone. If you like Paris in the springtime, London in the fall, Manhattan in the autumn, with music on the mall, stop fooling with the fallout of public cosmic ball, or soon you will be fashionable material. That's right. Don't mess around, you dope. Lay off the isotope. Don't you puzzle with the nucleus. Don't go too far with the nuclear. Don't get gay with the cosmic ray. You'll burn your fingers, lose your hair. You leave big smog in the atmosphere. You're most exasperated when radioactivated and cannot be located on telephone.